What's going on, guys? Vegito here, and I know this one's been a long time coming, since I for some reason forgot to put a like goal on the last part. You guys have been non-stop asking for this one to come back. Like, I get you wanted to see continue, but this is getting ridiculous. So, let's go for 150 likes for part 5. If we hit that, I'll continue this series with another part. Also, be sure to subscribe so we can reach our goal of 2,000 subs before the 1-year anniversary celebration in June. Which, I'll go and let you guys in a secret for that celebration. There will be 2 what-ifs coming to celebrate that 1-year anniversary. Being, what if Spider-Man was in Pokemon? And a remaster of my first what if. What if I was in My Hero Academia? So, enough of the shameless begging. We've got Hoenn adventure to get into. And note, we'll be covering just the Hoenn gyms for this video. Next video will be the Hoenn League and the Battle Frontier. So, let's get started. Last time we left off, Ash plays top 4 in the Silver Conference after losing to John Dixon, with Ash ultimately deciding to start fresh with just his Garchomp. So after he leaves all of his Pokemon except for Garchomp at Oak's lab, Ash heads off to Hoenn with Team Rocket still pursuing him. So Ash still meets May at Professor Rich's lab, with his Garchomp making friends with May's Torchic. So the two decide to travel together like in canon, since May doesn't want to battle Pokemon at the moment, since she thinks Ash needs to do the battling for her with Garchomp. So the two head out to Oldale Town, so Ash gets registered for the Hoenn League and meet Team Magma for the first time. So Ash and May head out to Pelberg City, where Ash meets May's family, including Max, who is a bigger fanboy of Ash than canon due to his higher placements both the Indigo and Johto leagues. Plus, we all see Norman's marriage troubles unfold due to his responsibility as gym leader. So, Ash and Norman decide to have an unofficial one-on-one exhibition battle, with it being Garchomp versus Vigoroth, with Garchomp opening the battle with a Dragon Claw, while Vigoroth tries to fight off Garchomp with Flamethrower, although it does nothing due to Garchomp's type resistance to Fire-type moves. So Ash commands Garchomp to show Vigoroth what a real Flamethrower looks like, with Vigoroth taking a lot of damage from the attack and leaving it a burn, although Vigoroth decides to surprise Garchomp with a Facade, which is a move that has more power if the user has a status condition. So Garchomp decides to use speed to fly up to the air and finishes off Vigoroth with a Dragon Rush, with Max being heartbroken by his dad losing. So after Ash and May each get a badge case from Norman, and Max wants to go with Ash and May on their journey, but Norman ultimately decides that it would be far too dangerous for Max to go on a journey at such a young age. So May gets the Pokénav, with Ash luring at a gym in Rustboro City. Ash and May decide to stop for lunch in Pelberg Woods, where we find a Team Rocket stole all their food and trying to pass out jelly-filled donuts as sandwiches. I mean, come on, guys. Everyone knows they're jelly-filled donuts. So May pulls out a chocolate bar, which is stolen by a Tailo. And Brock rejoins the group, only bringing Fortress with him. So Ash manages to catch a Tailo and give himself a second Pokemon. So May meets the trainer Nikolai, with May battling him and losing with Tailo in a practice battle with Garchomp. It learns Steel Wing since Norman told Ash that the Rustboro gym is a Rock-type gym. And plus, due to Ash being sponsored by Lance, he would know his type matchups way better than in canon, and Rock-type Pokemon are weak to Steel-type moves. So the gang get back on the road after Mr. Rustboro. May also learns the fact that Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny basically use a Shadow Clone Jutsu. Jesse and James also release Arbok and Weezing during this time, but James also manages to catch himself a Cacnea, which tends to latch itself onto James' face when it gets sent out, with Ash also managing to catch a Trico that likely put a twig in its mouth, which brings Ash's team to 3 Pokemon, with Ash thinking about going back to Pelberg or to re-challenge Norman, but he ultimately decides against it. Jessie also catches a Viper during this time after it bites off a massive chunk of her hair, and she's beating it to a pulp in a blind rage. So Trico and Talos show off Wing Attack and Quick Attack respectively, but Ash ultimately decides to try and have Trico on a Grass-type move. So luckily the gang has some leftover watermelon, so Ash gets the idea to teach Trico know how to use Bullet Seed by spitting out watermelon seeds. He's much earlier than in canon. After a few hours, Trico manages to learn how to use Bullet Seed. Although Trico also manages to learn Mega Drain, while training with both Tailo and Garchomp. Ash should go meet a trainer named Anthony, who claims to have the most powerful Pokemon in the world, although really it's just a Pelipper that's able to use it can't naturally learn. Since Anthony just shoved a bunch of Pokeballs in its mouth, with Ash saying that's just unsanitary. So after showing Anthony the error of his ways, he can head back on the road to Rustboro City, with Brock also catching himself a Lotad on the way. So Ash should go see a contest hall, with May signing to become a Pokemon coordinator, instead taking on the gyms. May also catches herself a Whirlpool this time, along with Jessie, with Ash challenging Roxanne to a gym battle, with Ash also deciding to use Trico and Garchomp against Roxanne's Geodude and Nosepass. Geodude and Trico come out first, with Trico deciding to use Mega Drain against Geodude, with Geodude trying to go for a rollout against Trico, but Trico decides to use Mega Drain on its hands and grab Geodude mid-rollout to sap Geodude's health. Although Trico ends up taking a Fire Punch from Geodude in the process. Geodude can learn Fire Punch to remove Tutor. So Trico is left with a burn, although Geodude is knocked out from the Mega Drain, leaving Roxanne with just her Nosepass, which comes out second for Roxanne and uses Rock Tomb to trap Trico in some boulders, which then Trico ends up taking his Zap Cannon to even up the score, leaving Ash with just his Garchomp. Garchomp comes out second, with Roxanne being surprised to see this shark-like Pokemon, and Garchomp flying up using Flamethrower, which doesn't really do too much damage to Nosepass, with Rock typing boosting Fire-type moves. With Garchomp getting close, use Iron Hit on Nosepass, so Garchomp uses Dragon Rush to knock it out. Ash then obtains a Stone Badge, with the gang getting back on the road to Dewford Town, and for Ash's second Hoenn gym battle. Ash also visits Devinco, where he learns about Team Aqua and Team Magma. And Ash also learns about Steven Stone. Ash also meets Mr. Briny and our Lord and Savior Pico. And they get to take a boat ride to Dewford Island. Ash manages to ride to Dewford Island and meet Brawly, a big surfer dude, who's also the gym leader at Dewford Island. With Ash deciding he doesn't want to over-rely on Garchomp, so Ash uses Tailo and Trico against Brawly's Machop and Makuhita. Machop and Tailo come out first, with Tailo using Quick Attack, with Tailo using several wing attacks on Machop, doing massive damage. Although Machop uses Cross Chop on Tailo, but Tailo, thinking rather quickly, uses a Steel Wing to defend itself, with Machop breaking its hand on the Steel Wing. So Machop, being down an arm, decides to use a Thunder Punch to knock out Tailo. So Trico comes out second to use Mega Drain to finish off the weakened Machop, with Makuhita coming out second, with Trico trying to fight off Makuhita, with Makuhita almost losing, and involves a Hariyama to finish off the weakened Trico, making Ash lose the gym battle. And during this training, Brock catches a Corphish and Ash catches the Mudkip. I decided to swap their catches since Corphish is a better fit for Brock, and Mudkip is a better fit for Ash. And May's Whirlpool manages to evolve twice. Ash also managed to catch himself an Aeron during this trip to Grand Cave, where they meet Steven. Aggron is more so a dragon-like Pokemon, and if Iris can have an Aggron in their champion team, why can't Ash have one? Ash now has a team of Garchomp, Tailo, Trico, Mudkip, and Aeron. After a couple weeks of training, Mudkip manages to find its own battling style, and manages to learn Water Pulse. Aeron manages to get stronger as he's Garchomp as an older brother figure, and Aeron learns Rock Tomb and Metal Claw in the process. Ash gets a rematch of Brawly with Mudkip and Trico, with Trico coming against Machop, with Trico using Quick Attack against Machop, but Machop hits Trico in the tail with a Karate Chop. So Machop decides to use Cross Chop, which uses a lot of damage to Trico. So Trico decides to use Mega Drain and a Point Blank Bullet Seed in a combination, before Ash recalls it to send him out Mudkip. So Mudkip uses Mud Slap to decrease the accuracy of Machop's attacks. Mudkip uses Water Pulse to make Machop confused, which leads to Machop knocking itself out with a Cross Chop from confusion, leaving Brawly with just his Hariyama. With Mudkip deciding to use Water Pulse and Mud Slap to deal with Hariyama's accuracy, but Hariyama decides to use Close Combat, which through sheer dumb luck hits Mudkip to knock it out, with Trico coming the heck out with it using Mega Drain and Bullet Seed right Hariyama's eyes to temporarily blind Hariyama. With Trico using Mega Drain to knock out Hariyama, Ash gets the Knuckle Badge added to his case. Ashiko arrived at Slateport City after doing a Swampert in an abandoned ship, and May also thinks essentially her version of Gary, Drew! But May ends up losing the contest to Drew in the first round, but he loses to Robert in the finals. Ashiko arrived at Mauville City after a while, Ash battling Watson using Aeron, Trico, and Garchomp. With Aeron coming against Magnemite, with it using Dig, which deals massive damage, and a quick work of Magnemite after another Dig, which after this battle, Aeron manages to evolve into a Lairon. Watson then sent in his Voltorb, which doesn't really do all that much to Lairon. Hard manages to hit a few Thunderbolts due to its absurdly high speed, but Lairon decided to use Dig as a way to create pitfall traps, which makes Voltorb fall in, with Lairon using Rock Slide to finish off Voltorb, which leaves Watson, which has his Magneton. So he sends it out, with Lairon being tired from his previous two battles. Magneton manages to knock it out with little effort by using a powerful Flash Cannon. This leaves Ash, which has his Trico and his Garchomp, with Trico coming out, and since Trico's grass typing oversees Magneton's electric attacks, so Watson decides to rely more on Magneton's steel type moves. These moves like Metal Sound to lower Trico's defenses, but at the same time, Trico can't use his grass-type moves effectively, since Magneton resists grass-type attacks. So Magneton knocks out Trico with little difficulty by using a Metal Sound and Flash Cannon in a combo. So Ash decides to call in the big guns, and send in his Garchomp, with it using a Flamethrower to deal massive damage, and Garchomp using an Earthquake to finish off Magneton, allowing Ash to earn his Dynamo Badge without being a clean sweep. So Ash heads out to Full Arbor Town for May's next contest, and then Lava Ridge Town for the 4th gym. The group also goes to Mirage Island and watches Misty say goodbye to Togepi, who had evolved into a Togetic during the fight to protect the kingdom. Ashiko also challenges the Windstrait family underway to Full Arbor Town, with Brock getting his Corphish against Victor Zigzagoon, with Brock managing to win, the Corphish being stronger than Brock's Cannon Mudkip. May uses Beautiful Eye against Victoria's Roselia, which May wins after getting a Gust and Silverwind. Since Max ended trouble with Ashiko in this timeline, Ash decides to battle twice by using his Trico against Vivi's Meryl, which Trico wins due to not only being stronger than Cannon, but also having more grass-type moves to use as well, such as Mega Drain, which allows Ash to win against Vivi. Which leaves Ash and Garchomp to take on Vicky's Camerupt. And as Garchomp is a Sinnoh Pokemon, Vicky would be at a disadvantage since she doesn't really know about Sinnoh Pokemon, with Garchomp using Earthquake deals super effective damage to Camerupt, and Garchomp flies up and prepares the Dragon Rush to take down Camerupt. On the way to Full Arbor Town, May catches herself a Skitty, Mito Nikolai again, where it's revealed that he's obtained a Zangoose, and his Mudkip is evolved as well. Ash and Co finally arrive at Full Arbor Town and meet up with Drew again, who Ash battles using Tailo and loses to Drew's Roselia after landing a well-placed Solar Beam. And May manages to win her first trip into the Full Arbor Town Pokemon contest, after defeating Grace's Medicham, using her Beautifly, with Ash and Co trying to stop Team Magma and Team Aqua from stealing the meteorites from Professor Cosmo, Ash using Garchomp instead of Pikachu, since Pikachu isn't his Pokemon, and that would be kinda weird. After all these evil team shenanigans, Ash and Co finally arrive in Lava Ridge Town and meet Flannery, with one of her Slugma managing to evolve into a Magcargo. And after this, Ash challenges Flannery for a gym battle, with Flannery using Magcargo, Slugma, and Torkoal, with Ash using Mudkip, Trico, and Garchomp. It's the same roster picked as canon, except Mudkip replaces Corphish, and Garchomp replaces Pikachu. Flannery starts the battle off with her Magcargo, and Ash decides to use his brain instead of Mudkip, with Mudkip opening up the battle with a Water Gun, which deals super effective damage to Magcargo's quad weakness to rough water-type moves, with Mudkip managing to finish off Magcargo with a Water Pulse, with Mudkip also managing to evolve into a Marshtomp afterward, with Flannery sending in Slugma as Ash exchanges Marshtomp for Trico, which everyone's surprised by since even when Ash is in full-on idiot mode, he does a nonsensical thing sometimes. with Trico using Quick Attack. Although Trico do better than its can itself, mainly due to its training with Ash's stronger Pokemon. Trico would still get knocked out by Slugma, so Ash decided to attacking his Marsh Stomp, where it managed to land a super effective Mud Shot, and finished off Slugma with a Water Pulse. Leaving Flannery with Chest her Torkoal, which comes out with Torkoal's Iron Defense throwing Ash for a loop. But eventually, Ash only remembers that Iron Defense only increases your physical defense. So Ash decided to stick with special attacking moves such as Water Pulse and Mud Shot. Although Torkoal tries to unleash a powerful Overheat, Marsh Stomp being resistant to Fire-type moves how to tank the blast with little damage. So Torkoal decides to charge up a Solar Beam, which knocks out Marsh Stomp in one shot. Ash is also left with only his Garchomp, so he sends it out and uses Dragon Rush to break through Iron Defense, and finishes up Torkoal with a powerful Earthquake attack. This allows Ash to add the Heat Badge to his case. And now Ash should go challenge Norman for his 5th badge. During the challenge to Pelberg, Ash managed to catch himself a Torkoal, which would bring his team to 6. Skinny manages to learn Blizzard after accidentally losing its voice due to healing some of Torkoal's smoke, with May managed to win her 2nd Ribbon to Bird Turf contest. Brock's Lotad also managed to evolve to a Lombre during this time, and May catches a Swablu and adds to her team. As personally, I thought she should have caught it. Ash ends up having a battle with Guy and his Loudred, which results in Guy's Loudred evolving to an Exploud, and Ash's Trico evolving into Grovyle, and learning Leaf Blade in the process. And finally, Ash and Co. arrive in Pelberg City to challenge Norman for Ash's 5th gym battle, with the battle being 3-on-3, with Ash and Lairon, Torkoal, and Grovyle against Norman's Slackoth, Vigoroth, and Slacking. Slackoth and Lairon come out first, but Ash decided to use Lairon's defenses to his advantage. So Slackoth tries to hit and power to hit Lairon, but Lairon decided the new move he's been working on, Iron Defense. So Lairon uses Iron Head to hit Slackoth hard, with Slackoth trying to get the number of the boss to hit it, with Slackoth trying to hit a Shadow Ball, but Lairon uses Dig to dodge it. And Lairon manages to knock out Slackoth after a while. So Norman sent in Vigoroth, which uses Brick Break, deals massive damage to Lairon, which brings it close to fainting, but Lairon decides to use Double Edge to bring Vigoroth close to fainting. But Lairon wouldn't take any recoil damage due to its Rockhead ability, but Lairon gets knocked out by her Brick Break from Vigoroth. So Ash decides to call in Torkoal to finish off the weakened Vigoroth with a Flamethrower. Slacking comes out and finishes Torkoal with an Earthquake, but not for Torkoal and her Flamethrower to cause a burn, which means Ash is down to 1 Pokemon, but Slacking is on a time limit for its burn. So Ash decides to call in his Grovyle. He uses Leaf Blade, which does some good damage, but Slacking hits Grovyle hard with the Facade, which Arno explained this earlier, which is a move that's powered up if the user has a status condition, such as the Burn, which activates Grovyle's Overgrow ability, in which Grovyle uses a combination of Pound and Leaf Blade to take the win, and get the Balance Badge added to Ash's case. After the battle, Ash and Co decided to hit the 4-Tree City for Ash's 6th gym battle, with Ash learning more about tag battles on the way after a massive argument with May. May also catches herself a Bulbasaur to bring her team to 5, with Ash temporarily bringing his Ivysaur to meet May's Bulbasaur, with it going back to the lab soon after. Ash ended up losing his badge case to a Wishcash named Nero, but he managed to get it back after witnessing a Master Ball fail to catch a Pokemon. May also enter the Rubello Town Pokemon contest, but loses to Drew. Ash also meets a wild Spoink to keep her friends, and the Magikarp salesman that Ash brought a Magikarp from returns. And Ash manages to win the Cross-Skate Pokeringer after his Tailo finally evolves into Swallow. May's Torchic launches evolves into a Combuskin, and learns Sky Uppercut and Fire Spin. Ash finally arrives in 4-Tree City and challenges Winona into a gym battle, with the battle being 3-on-3, with Ash using Grovyle, Garchomp, and Swallow. It's Winona's Altaria, Pelipper, and Shiny Swallow. Grovyle and Altaria come out first, with Ash knowing about Altaria since Lance has one, and since Altaria is part Dragon type, Ash knows it's a dangerous opponent. Altaria begins the battle with a Peck Attack, but Grovyle counters with Bullet Seed, then jumps out of the way and gets pecked afterwards. Winona commands Altaria to do another peck, while Ash gets Grovyle to dodge by climbing a totem pole doing a backflip. Altaria lands a direct hit with Dragon Breath, but Grovyle doesn't seem too affected by it. Wynonna again commands Altaria to do the same attack, but Ash gets Grovyle to jump out of the way. Wynonna is mildly concerned with Grovyle's speed as it continues to evade Altaria's Dragon Breath. Grovyle then attacks Bullet Seed again, and hits Altaria right in the back, with no ill effect. Altaria's resources sending even higher. Despite the increased altitude, Grovyle rebounds off a pole and slashes Altaria with a Leaf Blade. Grovyle holds the attack, pushing the pair directly into the battlefield. When the dust was settled, Altaria lies unconscious, so Grovyle is declared the winner of the round. Ash's friends are impressed that despite the type advantage, he managed to pull through. Wynonna also admits she was caught off guard by Ash's strategy. Wynonna recalls Altaria and sends out Pelipper. Ash tries to call Grovyle and collects Garchomp to be his next Pokemon. Wynonna is surprised to see the bipedal shark-like Pokemon, with Garchomp starting to battle the Iron Head against Pelipper's Steel Wing. But Garchomp had to use this to its advantage by hitting Pelipper with a Dragon Claw. He had to fly up in the air to begin an aerial battle with Pelipper. Her quick attack and Dragon Rush colliding with an explosion, causing Pelipper to get knocked out. And Wynonna is down to just one, while Ash still has all three of his. Wynonna then sends out her shiny Swallow, with Ash assigned to exchange Garchomp for Grovyle. Ash commands Grovyle to use Leaf Blade, though Swallow is seemingly unscathed by the swipe. Swallow is in order to use Aerial Ace, a move unfamiliar to Ash. Ash uses a jump and Leaf Blade combo again as a counter move, but Swallow dodges it. Instead, Swallow lands its mark and carries Grovyle into the sky before tossing it directly into the battlefield to win the round. Ash then chooses his own Swallow to battle. Wynonna is impressed by Ash's bold choice, so the two elevate their battle platforms to incredible heights for a real sky battle. The increased altitude brings a new challenge to the match: unpredictable wind currents. Ash tells his Swallow to use Wing Attack, and Brock thinks that this is a bad idea. Wynonna's Swallow strikes first, causing Ash's Swallow to lose control of its flying as it begins to descend into the field below. Wynonna orders her Swallow to repeatedly peck Ash's Swallow, then she orders a Hyper Beam attack, which his opponent dodges. However, she orders to attack a second time with a direct hit. Ash tells Swallow to dodge and counter with Quick Attack, but Wynonna's Swallow is faster and dodges this attack, countering with Aerial Ace. The battle comes an aerial chase between the two Swallow Pokemon. Ash gets an inspiration when he sees the dust being stirred on the ground by Swallow's rapidly changing direction in midair close to the ground. Wynonna orders their Hyper Beam, but Ash orders Swallow to use Quick Attack and rush towards the ground. Wynonna calls for Swallow to use Aerial Ace. Ash then commands Swallow to use Wing Attack on the ground, whipping a disorientation dust cloud. This momentary distraction allows Ash's Swallow to launch a direct hit with her Wing Attack, not get to pull it out. Ash then gets the Feather Badge to make his badge total 6. Ash then learns that the next gym is in Moss Deep City, so they decide to head there by passing through Lilycove City first. During Bout of Amnesia, Garchomp temporarily joins Team Rocket, but Ash manages to get through to his first Pokemon. Ash and Code then arrive in Lilycove City, where a Pokeblocks are made, mandatory to the Lilycove contest, and Ash begins trying to use Swallow to use Aerial Ace. May manages to win her third contest ribbon, and Swallow manages to learn Aerial Ace. Ash and Code then encounter the wild Spoink they befriended, who lost its Pearl. So after getting it back, Ash throws a Pokeball at the Spoink and catches it. But it gets sent to Professor Oaks for now, since it was his 7th Pokemon. Ash comes meet Professor Birch again to help explain to kids different evolutions of Clamperl. Ash and Co meet Maxie at Team Magma, who reveals to them that Team Magma has captured Kyogre, while Team Aqua has Groudon. While Shetty frees Kyogre from Team Magma, allows Archie to use the Red Orb to control it. And Ash manages to meet up with Lance again. The Red and Blue Orbs are then destroyed, which allows Kyogre and Groudon to retreat back to their sleeping grounds. Ash and Co then arrive in Moss Deep City, and Ash challenges Tate and Liza to a gym battle, which is revealed to be a double battle. Ash then ultimately decides to use Garchomp and Swallow against Tate and Liza's Lunatone and Solrock. Garchomp and Swallow come out against Lunatone and Solrock, with Solrock deciding to go on the offensive with Rock Slide on Swallow, and Lunatone deciding to use Light Screen to reduce damage from special attacks. With Garchomp seeing this, and deciding to use Earthquake. But Solrock decides to use Sunny Day and Solar Beam in a combo to hit Garchomp hard. But Garchomp pushes through and lands a powerful Earthquake attack on Solrock to deal massive damage. So Lunatone tries being Psychic to try and get Garchomp away from Solrock, so So Swallow uses Steel Wind to hit Lunatone, which makes for a good distraction, which will allowing Garchomp to come in and finish Solrock with a Dragon Rush. Now going 2-on-1, with Garchomp using Swallow using an Aerial Ace and Dragon Rush combination to finish off Lunatone, allowing Ash to get his 7th badge added to his case. Ash also meets Drake at the Hoenn Elite Four, and battles meeting Garchomp against Drake's Salamence, with Salamence defeating Garchomp with little difficulty by using Outrage. This will ultimately show that Ash is not ready in the slightest to take on the Elite Four. May's Bulbasaur also learns Pedal Dance while on the way to Topless City for Ash's 8th gym battle, with May winning her 4th win in the Parika contest. Brock's Lombre also manages to evolve into Ludicolo and learns Bullet Seed. Ash will manage to catch a Vibrava during this time, since Vibrava make a lot more sense to have than Salamence. Ash also catches a Snorunt, which makes the final capture for this part. Besides making some changes to his team, with it being Garchomp, Swallow, Grovyle, Marshtomp, Torkoal, and Snorunt. Ash will co-fly Sutopolis, and meet Juan, who was named as fabulous as Wallace. Ash launches Juan to a gym battle, with Ash and Juan using 5 Pokemon each, with Ash using Garchomp, Grovyle, Swallow, Marshtomp, and Snorunt. It's Juan Celio, Seeking, Luvdisc, Whiscash, and Milotic. Garchomp and Snorunt come out first against Celio and Seeking, with Garchomp using Iron Head on Celio, and Dragon Rush on Seeking, with Snorunt starting to use Icy Wind hitting Seeking to increase its speed, which allows Garchomp to hit out another Dragon Rush to knock out Seeking, with Snorunt getting knocked out by Celio's Iron Tail, making a double battle of 1-on-1 between Garchomp and Celio. With Garchomp using Dragon Rush to get close to Celio, he uses Iron Head to deliver the final blow on Celio, which means Ash still has 4 Pokemon, while Juan is left with 3. So Ash decides to call back Garchomp for later, and sends in Grovyle against Juan's Luvdisc, with Grovyle using Leaf Blade in a Tornado maneuver, with Luvdisc trying to hit Sweet Kiss, but it fails, with Grovyle taking out Luvdisc rather easily in the process. And Juan with 2, so Whiscash comes out, and while Whiscash would put up a good fight, dealing a lot of damage to Grovyle, but Grovyle uses Mega Drain to finish off Whiscash. Milotic comes out last for Juan, with Grovyle fighting Milotic to the best of its ability, while Milotic is just too strong for Grovyle. His Grovyle gets knocked out by an Ice Beam. Marshtomp comes out next and tries to fight Milotic, but deals some good damage to Milotic, but it uses Recover, and Milotic uses Dragon Pulse to take the win, leaving Ash, which has his Swallow and his Garchomp. With Swallow coming out, but this fight we go as Cannon, although Swallow would put up a better fight. He might let it close to fainting, and Garchomp to come back out, then Dragon Rush to getting close, but Milotic uses Ice Beam to freeze Garchomp's arm in place. But Garchomp uses Flamethrower to thaw out its arm, and Garchomp uses Outrage to finish off Milotic. Ash then obtains the Rain Badge to complete his case, and actually at the Hoenn Leagues in a few months, I'll go and leave this timeline off here for right now. So remember, 150 likes guaranteed to part 5, so I'll get on out of here. Peace!